Yourself busy.
I have been the busiest out of work person on the planet.
Like, so how are you feeling with this new transition and keeping yourself busy? What's everything you're doing? I know we're talking about Seagrams. What's
Yes,
everything you got going on?
everything. I'm excited. I'm excited about my new transition from Housewives. It's been a long time. I
Yeah,
had a good run, 11 years.
you
Excited to do
did.
some other things. And so far, I've hit the ground running. I'm in Los Angeles. I've been doing a lot of hosting. Of course, I do a bunch of press stuff for Leaving Housewives. And then I've also been doing press talking about the Ultimate Girls Trip that's coming up November
Yeah.
18th. So although I keep saying, I'm putting the drama behind me, I'm actually walking into some more drama. But after this, I really am going to take a drama break. But it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Excited for things to, things are opening back up, but even, hopefully next year things will be wide open again. I pray. My partnership with Seagrams Escapes is great. I have a lot more time to focus on that now, which I'm excited about because we have a huge empowerment piece that we do with our tours when we get back out there and empower and connect with women. So things are good. So far, so good. I've been unemployed for about 3 weeks now, and things look promising.
I can't with you with the unemployed. So, I remember from the show, there was that talk of considering possibly moving to the West Coast because of what, your husband's work. Is that still a conversation?
Yes, it is still a conversation. We're still trying to figure it out. When COVID hit, then that just kind of changed everything because then all of a sudden everyone was home, whichever home they wanted to be in. And we ended up spending most of our time out here in LA on the West Coast. So we still have both houses, Lake Bailey on the hill. We still have our house in Porter Ranch. And we're still trying to make it work now because now that I'm not on Atlanta Housewives anymore, I actually can be in Los Angeles more. So we haven't quite decided yet. We're still trying to figure it all out.
And the entertainment industry is booming out here, just as it is in Atlanta. So when you decide to come back to reality television or whatever, the doors are so many options for you.
Oh yeah. You know what? I have done a great job, as a brand, as as an actress. I'm doing way more work acting as well, which is like something that I've never really focused on that much before. And I'm excited to, to showcase myself in a different way as an actress, even just as a reality star, a reality star person. I'm excited to still be on television. I just want to do something for a while that's a little less drama based. I'm kind of good on drama right now. It's been like 11 years. I just want to, show you guys some of the other things that I have going on.
Yeah, I mean, when you really put it into perspective, you guys are still human beings and you're dealing with a lot during filming. How were you able to detach yourself when you weren't filming with all that just drama and energy and back and forth? What did you do to protect your mental health?
I honestly struggled to detach myself, honestly, because you get so, we filmed for like 7 months out of the year. And it was really hard to just turn it off because, like, for me, it's like when I'm doing it, I just wanted, like, I did just need my head in it. And a lot of times, I brought some of that energy home, and it was not pleasant for anyone that was around me because I think that, you kind of have to be on the defense. You have to, like, see if there's a bullet coming towards your head. Like it's a lot to shoot a drama-based show like this. You never know what's coming your way. It is quite stressful. I mean, I can talk about a million great things about being on this platform, which has enabled me to, get all these opportunities, which I'm forever grateful to Bravo and NBC and Truly Original for that always. However, it's a lot easier to sit with the popcorn and watch somebody else on reality TV as opposed to being on it. But I'm working on that balance. I think a lot of my former castmates struggle with the balance of that because we have, I have a whole husband, we just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. He has his 2 daughters that are my bonus daughters. I have Noelle, who's out here doing her thing in LA. So it means a lot for me to be able to just be able to decompress and be present in those moments when I'm with my family. But it's not easy to do. It seems like, oh, okay, you can just like, I don't have to worry. You know, if I'm off a day, I still have to worry about what's going to happen the next day when I do go back to work. So, but you know, that's not a problem anymore.
No,
Not right now.
Reclaiming your time. And I read recently that, you know, not necessarily that it was your determinant factor, but you did want to protect your marriage with Mike from, and that was a part of what made you want to decide to step back. Do you think that the show could have had a negative impact on your marriage?
Well, let me just clear this up, because this is kind of when I'm not sure exactly what I said in which interview that I said it. Mike in no way, you know, gave me an ultimatum or anything about the show. Right. Kind of coming off like, oh, well, we heard your husband wanted you to leave the show. Be clear, that was never the case. However, because Mike is actually supportive with whatever I want to do. However, he was definitely very confident that my transition off the show would just lead to bigger and better things. And he kind of championed for the next chapter. Okay, if that makes sense. Yes. But it was never, if I decided I wanted to go back 1 year, or when, you know, if I decided to go back as a friend, or whatever I decided, you know, he would have been supportive of that. So let me just clear that up. The other part is, what was the other part you asked me about?
Like, do you think that it would have had a negative impact on your marriage?
Oh, yes. Okay, so here's the thing about the show and marriages, because I know that, you know, there's this like housewife curse thing out there with marriages. I've been married before. I got married on the show my first season to my ex, Peter. We were together 6 years. We had a lot of issues going into our marriage. I don't think whether I was on a show or not, I don't think we would still be together. You have to be very solid as a couple coming in on the show. Peter and I was still newly dating. You know, we got married quite quickly. We got married on the show. It just was a lot happening really fast. And I'm really proud we made it 6 years, to be honest. Yeah. Because it was very difficult to start our journey, to start our marriage on reality TV. You know, because we have our own personal issues like everyone else, but when those issues are public, it's very stressful on the marriage. So with that said, we didn't make it, but a lot of great things came out of that marriage. And I really have to give Peter and I a little bit of credit, actually, that we made it as long as we did, considering we literally got married on the show, and we had just been dating, you know, very shortly before all of that happened. Now, I do believe that if you are a solid couple and you guys know how to be on a show like this together and understand the different things that happens on a show like this, like I'll use Candy and Todd, for example. It works for them. It works for the family. It just works for them. They are who they are. They are committed to each other. And I don't think, because they've been through a lot of things on the show. Yeah. They ain't left each other now, child. I don't think they ever are.
Right.
That they are so solid together that they can just deal with whatever comes their way as a couple on the show. Everyone's not as lucky. I think for me personally, at this point, my second time around, and I really want my second marriage to work, I don't think the show does a marriage any favors, but at the same time, I think that if you can survive it, but it is not easy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, just from being a fan of the show, you know, you ended on such a high note, you know, with us watching you get married and you and Mike's dynamic. And I during the pandemic, I went back to the early season. So I caught up. Everything from the first wedding in the museum, gorgeous, by the way, to all the controversy you had to deal with getting married last year. But there is a different energy that we can see between you and Mike. And I wouldn't think that he would have ever pressured you to make you feel like you had to choose, because he just wasn't even giving that energy off on the show. He was very supportive. And even, you know, with him coming out to Atlanta to be with you. And so you've been so transparent. I just want to say thank you, because on the show, you've really provided a great balance to everything that was going on, and also to just the friendships on the show with helping keep everything afloat.
Try, girl. I try. Woo!
You did though. You did a great job. And so what we got to see was you, even with, previously going on business endeavors with Peter, and it kind of dragged on even after that. Would you consider pursuing business endeavors with Mike?
100%, 100%. And going back to Peter for a minute, one of the great things that came out of my marriage to Peter was his confidence in me as a businesswoman. Like, he definitely believed in me and pushed me to even go on the show in the first place. Because once I was approached about it, I was like, I'm not really a drama, high conflict kind of girl. I don't think this is my cup of tea. And he was, pretty instrumental in just saying, hey, well, why don't you just get the information and see how it all works, before you just totally shut it down. And then I ended up doing that. And then I ended up coming on the show. My first business, I was like, I think I want to open up a modeling school. And he was like, okay, well, just do it. I'm like, well, I got to come up with my little business plan. I have to do this. I have to find a space. He literally be like, okay, I saw a cool space yesterday. Let's go look at it. He really did do a great job of just being supportive in that way of seeing me honestly bigger than I even saw myself at that time. So I will forever, appreciate him for that. As far as Mike is concerned, Mike is very similar, although he and my ex are night and day. Mike is my number one cheerleader. He is, I always say he's like the male version of me. We really believe in each other. We love each other. And we want to do amazing things together. We have some things on the table that got pushed back because of COVID, but hopefully they will see the light of day. And we're working on some things now. He is my, my best friend. He's my husband and my best friend. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary. And, it's been a lot. We have been pandemic tested. We still over here, #chill, #still chilling. Okay.
Here we go.
New one, #still chilling. Okay. Next year, after we get past year number 2 being married, #we still chilling. Okay? So with that said, I feel like, looking back on everything, this incredible life, this incredible journey, I have no regrets, just lessons. And I'm just trying, like everyone else, to just get it right. And I thank God that I've met someone who I really feel so compatible with. I have so much fun with. I really am excited to really focus a lot more of my energy on my marriage, because, getting married is step 1. Staying married is step 2. You can't marry the man and be like, oh, now I got to go be great and go to work,
Right.
I have to spend time, and just put in my time, and I want to. So.
Yeah, I'm excited for you guys. I really just loved watching you guys on the show. And so now they recently dropped the trailer. Well, not the trailer, but just let us know the casting for season 14. And do you think that the ladies that are added to the casting, that they'll bring enough entertainment to keep everybody tuned in?
Listen, 100%. I have no doubt. And I will be watching with my popcorn, because now this will be fun for me to actually watch the show.
Yes.
I think I 100% believe that season 14 is 13 or 14.
It's 14.
Yeah, season 14 is going to be great. New blood, new energy is always good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that Marlo's finally getting her
piece.
So well deserved. Can't wait for her fans to get to see, more about her life.
Right.
Candy and Kenya are back. I'm sure they'll, may have to do some heavy lifting, as some on the show.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be fine.
And what about Sheree's return?
Oh, and Sheree, of course. And Sheree, Sheree's an OG. She understands the assignment. Yes. And I know her fans are excited to see her and all that she has going on in her life.
Oh yeah, everybody needs an update on the spring summer.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think it's good. I think it's good. Atlanta's been so successful for so many years. when people kind of come and go and they're in and out of the show, one person doesn't really make or break the show. It really doesn't. Like, people had their dream cast and all that stuff. That's all great, but at the end of the day, the Real Housewife fans, they're like gangster. They're not going anywhere. They'll be tuned in, trust and believe.
The lifestyles and the drama and people's relationships, that's never going to end. And so you're always going to have something to work with, because I'll be tuned in.
Yes. And you guys will just become, just like you guys became. I remember being a new girl on the show. You guys became invested in me and my life, and you guys will do the same thing with the new girls that's coming behind me. I'm just incredibly proud that I was able to be a part of this franchise for so long, and to be honestly able to do it my way. Like, I really went in as Cynthia Bailey and I came out as Cynthia Bailey, Cynthia Bailey Hill. But I felt like when I look back on those old episodes, I had fun, and I didn't become a monster. I didn't become this person that I'm not. Like, I always had good intentions, and I love being the voice of reason. And I love when people call me the classy one, or, the one that has grace or whatever. Because that's truly how I try to handle myself in real life. And, my rule was always, if I won't do it in real life, I will not do it on the show. And, through my divorce, all of those things, I always tried to handle myself with grace and not sell my soul to do anything that I would not do for real on reality TV. And I think that's why I was so successful for so many years.
That's right. That's right. True class.
Didn't sell my soul, child.
Okay.
Not sell my soul.
And so that's right.
Yeah. But
so it's important. And you see, because I'm also on the forum, so I read the comments, and you'll see fans say like, oh, she's changed, and but with you, never. There, like, how? There's no reason to say that. But in other Housewives news, in addition, because I definitely want to touch on the Ultimate Girls Trip.
Yes.
But a fellow, right after you announced your exit, Portia announced her exit. They recently dropped a trailer for her spinoff. Yes. And I was thinking about it. I was like, wow, she's the second one from Atlanta to get a spinoff. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Actually, the third. Kim Zolciak got hers first, and then Nene had a wedding special.
Oh, that's right. Nene had a wedding special. That's right.
And then Candy had like a ski trip and a couple things.
And I'm actually looking forward to seeing Candy's business life in a spinoff. Right. I want to see more spinoffs through Atlanta. I got one. I'm a plug to you, because you need to bring back that modeling school.
I can't even believe you said that. I can't believe you said that, because I'm actually already in talks about doing something with the Bailey agency. That's the one thing that I want to, I think, focus on first, now that I have time to really focus on it. But if everyone always asks me, if you did a spinoff, what would it be? It would be my school, for sure. I really love, helping young model hopefuls, actors, whatever, creating a platform for them to be great. I love creating stars. Like, I came from, that's how I got on in a lot of ways. So I love kind of paying it forward and being like, okay, I did this with this platform, so now I have this platform to help you guys, figure it out.
You were really in your element then, and it also just added, it can be, so many angles can be taken into account with the modeling school, where you had bringing in your friends to help you judge competitions or judge, and then with Kenya coming in and just going
all of that.
It was, I think if you had that as a spinoff, it would really be successful.
Well, thank you. From your mouth to God's ears. Okay. I'm putting it out there, because I 100% agree. That is something that I'm excited about showing. I think people would be excited to watch it. Everywhere I go, they ask me about two things: how's Noelle and how's the Bailey agency doing? So I know you're still, excited about it and would love to see more of my school.
Of course. And so you will be watching Portia Family Matters.
Oh, I saw the trailer and it definitely looked juicy. So yeah, I will be tuned in.
And so now with the Ultimate Girls Trip, I know you haven't given too much. You just, mentioned about feeling disrespected at a certain point. What was that whole experience like for you, and whoever you felt disrespected by? Did you guys make amends?
I pride myself on being the voice of reason. I'm the the nice girl. I'm the one that everyone pretty much gets along with. And I think sometimes people take your kindness for weakness. And in this group, I really went in with like the best of intentions, open mind. Like we were there for 8 days. I was like, and I'm coming from Atlanta housewives. Like this should have been a cakewalk for me. However, I did feel like, there was, 2 or 3 different situations that came up, and I addressed it. And, I definitely, bumped heads, but I felt like by the end of it, I was in an okay place with everyone. One situation, I would say specifically with Kyle Richards, I felt like I maybe held on to that a little longer than I needed to, because sometimes it just, you piss me off, it doesn't always just roll off me. Sometimes it just takes me a minute to let it go. And I just can't let it go.
Right.
And it was no fault of hers. Like she really did apologize like several times. And I was like, I'm good. We're good.
Right.
So anyway, but I think Ramona, I think at this point, everybody knows she kind of bumped heads with pretty much everyone at one point or the other. But I did try to, reel her in at one point and just kind of help her out before I had my own problems. I didn't realize I was going to be, going back and forth with people as well. And Kenya and I, we had she disappointed me, and we had a little moment. And that, with all of the other ladies, my moment with Kenya hurt me the most, because we are friends, and I've known her longer than any of the other ladies that I have relationships with. So, but we were able to have conversation a little bit on camera, eventually off camera, and we're still having conversations. We're in a good place.
Right.
The dynamic of the friendship changed for me a little bit, just only because looking back, I had to take accountability for my part in things. And I think for me, the things that I'm working on in future friendships and even in relationships is just setting healthy boundaries in those relationships, so that we don't cross over and, feel disrespected. Once you put those boundaries up there, then it's like, no, nobody's going to try you, because they know they can't, because you have let them know. And then when they do things that hurt your feelings, then you tell them right away and you check them right away. And I tend to give a lot of passes, because I don't really like to argue with my friends. And I do, give them the benefit of the doubt.
You do.
But no more.
No more.
Now we setting healthy boundaries. And if you respect those boundaries, then you can be my friend. Okay.
That's right. And so just going back to, last question with the Housewives, I did want to know, can we expect any just guest appearances from you at all in season 14?
I don't know. I honestly haven't had time to really think about it. I'm not close to it, but I wasn't really planning on it. I'll just say that, but I'm not close to it.
Okay, good. Because it can help. Like, again, like we always say, you're good with helping introduce, break the ice.
Right.
So,
right. If it makes sense, if it's a situation that makes sense, then I would be definitely open to it. A lot of people ask me, now that I'm spending more time out here in LA, they ask me about Beverly Hills a lot. That's something I'm completely open to as well, but just not right now. I need a year off.
Yes.
I'm kind of good on drama for a minute. I want to do some other things. I want to focus on some other things for a minute. And then the great thing about Bravo too, it's like, we come and go,
Right.
1 minute you're a housewife, next minute you're a friend, next minute you're a housewife again. They put you on ice for a couple of years and they bring you back out. So I think that door is always open, and I have such a great relationship with the network, and I left in a space where, I can do other things with the network other than Housewives, to be honest with you. So whatever makes sense and whatever brings me peace, honey.
Right. And how is Noelle? How is she?
Noelle is amazing. She just actually shot a national Cheetos commercial. She's acting now, following in her dad and now mom's footsteps.
Yes.
Because I'm acting as well. And she's also doing very well as an influencer. She's very happy here in LA. And, as a parent, for me, as long as you figure it out and can make some money for yourself, child, right. I just need you to be happy. Right. I did my job. Bad kids. I can't deal with that.
Right.
Find your peace, find your happy. And she has done that. And I think at the end of the day, that's all a parent can ask for.
So beautiful. It was always so heartwarming watching your co-parenting dynamic with Leon. It's like, oh my gosh, take notes. Everybody take notes over here.
I'm glad that was important for me to share on the show, that, her dad is in her life, no matter who I'm with, Noel's dad is still a part of, his child's life. And I wanted to make sure that was highlighted. So it was always fun when Leon could come through and grace us, when David Ruffin could come into the building, okay, and show us a little love on Bravo.
But, I love it. I love it. And so just my last question, going back to Seagrams, because you mentioned that you're excited about going back on the tour and there's an empowerment factor. When can we expect that? And what is the empowerment factor?
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we'll be back on the road in 2022. We want to just make sure everybody's good. And, we're kind of, beyond, COVID-19. So we're predicting 2022. And the empowerment tour, what that looks like is we go to all these different cities, and in the beginning we would do it and we would go with our Seagrams Escapes. The Peach Boolini is actually my signature cocktail that I created with Seagrams, but now I'm actually the brand ambassador for the entire Seagrams Escapes line. So Mom got 2 jobs from Seagrams now. You see what I did? That they brought me in for one thing, and Mama did so good, then I ended up being the brand ambassador for all of the Seagrams Escape flavors. So anyway, so we go on the road. Normally I would go and I would tell, my story and how I do it and how I made it happen. I'm very big on inspiration and motivation. But we decided to actually open it up to other women's stories as well, because child, how many times am I going to tell my story? All right. So super excited to be in different cities with different women, just giving those nuggets out, like telling other women how we do it, just that inspiration, because, we all need inspiration, no matter how successful I am in my life. I still need to be inspired. I don't wake up every day feeling like Oprah, you know what I mean? Some days I need to get that good inspiration and motivate myself to continue being successful, because, becoming successful is one thing. Staying successful is where the real work begins. So that's what we do. I'm also excited. Speaking of Seagrams, we have a very delicious Halloween is coming up. So Halloween drink with my signature cocktail, Peach Boolini. We're calling it our Peach Boolini for Halloween. And it's so delicious. So I would love to share that recipe with you guys. It's so easy. It's basically orange juice, vanilla vodka, and peach Boolini drink. You can put it at your own, you can put like a little bit of tequila, how much orange juice to taste and how much peach Boolini to taste. And, just mix it all up, and you can throw in some edible black glitter or whatever. It's really cool. It's like orange and black, and it looks really cool in a cute little cocktail glass. That's the peach Boolini. And for more specifics on the recipe, you can go to SeagramsEscapes.com.
Yes, thank you. I will definitely include that. They sent me a video of you making the drink, and it looks delicious.
It's so good. Like when I tell you, I made it on Kelly Clarkson's show, and we literally had to send her a basket of peach Boolini. She was like, this is good. This is really good. I mean, she basically did a whole commercial for us on her show because she couldn't believe how good it was. And she's not even a big drinker, but she's like, I didn't taste anything.
Right.
So it's delicious.
Well, thank you so much, Cynthia. You are just such a gem. I'm so happy I talked to you. And this was just such a effortless conversation. It just flowed naturally.
Real talk. This is just two women talking to each other.
Yes, I love it. I'm so excited. I'm out here in LA too, so I'll be looking for things you got going on, whatever you got going on.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So make sure you slide in my DMs too and give me your information. All right.
Yes, I'll slide into your DMs.
That I can, make sure you have, everything that's going on, because I got some stuff coming up, and I'm excited to share. And then I'll come back on your,
of course, come back on Black Enterprise anytime. You're always
welcome. All the other things that I have going on that I can't talk about now, because you know how that goes. So I'll definitely keep you guys updated, but I appreciate the love, especially from you guys. I respect the magazine so much. And, I can't wait to speak again.
Yes. Thank you so much. Blessings to all of the endeavors coming up.
All right. God bless you too.
Yeah.